I'm going to read from this wonderful book. I would just highly recommend it. This is Sister Gyanamata on the cover, and she was a truly great disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. Yoganandaji said that she was his most advanced woman disciple, and that might mean the most advanced disciple. He never said second most of all the disciples, so you never know. I'm going to talk tonight about one aspect of it, which is the guru-disciple relationship. And she really epitomized a true disciple. And her advice was, we have an expression in the US, it's called tough love. And that's when a parent gives love to the child, but in a way that's kind of tough. It's not soft and sweet, but it's very helpful, actually, maybe more helpful than the soft and sweet touch at times, depending on the child, what the child needs. And sometimes the child needs a sternness or a lesson, not punishment or discipline, but just an understanding that is not just overly personal and just patting the child on the head. And Sister Gyanamata was like that. And I'm just going to start what she says, the basis and the foundation of how to attract a guru if you don't have a guru. She tells you very simply how we get a guru. If we find the guru slipping away or us drifting away from the guru, this advice also shows us how to go back. She writes, these are all letters from her to friends, disciples really. One may have many teachers, but only one guru. He appears when the hunger for God is so strong that it will take no denial. His object, his purpose in the life of the disciple is not only loving kindness, but also firmness. He does not hesitate to give what we call pain, if by that pain the disciple will draw closer to God. It is like a painful operation that has as its object the benefit of the patient. The greatest thing in the life of the disciple is to be able to look in the face of the guru and say, I will accept anything. Treat me in any way that seems best to you, in order that in the end I may be what you are. And this is the sternness of a true disciple. She also says that when we have intense hunger for God, that's what attracts the guru, and the grace of the guru, the help of the guru, because the guru, the Satguru, a great master like Yoganandaji, he's interested in helping people find divine freedom. And so he's looking for souls who have that intense hunger for divine freedom and intense love for God that will take no denial. And when the disciple is ready with that, that's when the guru comes. So this is the way that we attract the guru in the first place, is by developing that intense hunger for God, as Sister Gyanamata talks about. And this relationship with the guru is not always easy or comfortable. And as she says, he does not hesitate to give what we would call pain. And I'm just bringing this up because right now people are going through a lot in these times. People are feeling pain in their hearts, and they ask why. We ask why, all of us do, honestly. It's like, I don't think anybody is not asking why and wondering why this intensity of karma. And the guru is not there to ease the pain or to take it away. He's there to show us how to transcend and how to rise above it. And very often, like a surgeon, the guru comes to take something out of us that's foreign to ourselves. And in order to do that, it's not that he does it and we're just passively being operated on the way a normal surgeon would be. We're actively engaged in allowing the guru to challenge us, to test us, to give us a karma or a test or a challenge, and then to ask the guru, how can I learn from this? How can I transcend this? And this whole book is about that in many, many ways. That's why I would highly recommend it. So then she writes a letter to a brother, sister disciple. I want to finish my talk this way. because it is not likely that I will have a chance alone with you. I did not want to discuss personalities, but to lay down some principles that I know will help you, for they are true, basic, timeless. And so she gives 6 or 7 key points, and this is really an essential part of this book in many ways. She says, first, the meeting with the Guru is not for pleasure. It is a hand-to-hand conflict between his God-conscious soul and the newly awakening soul of the disciple. And so the Guru is there to hammer out our shortcomings, our attachments, our likes, our dislikes. The Guru is not there to make things just pleasurable and nice for us. Swami Kriyananda, I heard him express sort of frustration one time, or irritation, not in an overly strong way, but he said that he wasn't real happy when people would say such things as, oh, the Guru got me a new car, and the Guru got me a new apartment. And he said it sort of trivialized what the Guru has come to give us. The Guru has come to give us moksha, divine freedom. That's all. That's the whole point of the Guru-disciple relationship. Yes, yes, maybe he gives us some sweet gifts at times, but if he gives us an apartment that allows us to do better Guru Seva and sadhana, then we can see that, yes, the Guru is giving it to me to help me to grow, to learn, to go deeper in God. But don't look for the Guru just to make our lives easier. In some ways the Guru makes our lives harder, because when our life is made more difficult, then we become less satisfied with sort of the status quo and our situation, and we put out the energy to overcome and transcend. Second, a master does not care whether you suffer or not, whether your feelings are hurt or not, because he knows that when his work for your soul is accomplished, all suffering will be over for you. One night at dinner, not long ago, our Guru said, all suffering is from Satan. It was some time before I got the meaning. Though it is obvious, a perfect soul is all bliss. You cannot hurt its feelings, nor bring tears to its eyes. And so when we're hurt by the beatings of the world, by a person who betrays us or betrays our love or kindness, or when we experience other pain or heartache or loss, which we are, it's very real, what I think all of us are experiencing at times in these days, is experiencing that. Even Yoganandaji, when Gyanamataji left the body, he wept tears because he had this also a human heart. And he said, yes, I will miss her. I'm happy for her liberation, but I will miss her. So that is a very real thing that we have to acknowledge. But understand that any pain that we feel, any hurt that we feel, tears, suffering of the heart especially, that is not our true nature. The true nature of our soul cannot be touched by anything in this life. The true nature is divine bliss. And that's why Yoganandaji said that really all suffering is from Satan, because it's really, suffering comes only when we forget who and what we really are. And that is the definition of delusion, really. Third, your feelings were hurt. What of it? Resolve that for you will dawn the day of absolute liberation from all petty feelings. And this is the tough love of Sister. She's saying, get a backbone, be strong within, and you will have eternal bliss and freedom from all hurt, petty feelings. And then the sixth one is a poem that she writes, she shares by a famous author who writes, when love beckons to you, follow him, though his ways are hard and steep. And when his wings enfold you, yield to him, though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe on him, though his words may shatter your dreams as the north wind lays waste the garden. And then Sister concludes this letter. This is her tough love again. She says, "Dear one, the above is just the experience you are having." And she was, in a way, consoling a sister disciple who was going through severe tests. And she didn't pat the disciple on the head and say, there, everything's going to be all right. She was saying, this is the Guru trying to free you. And so she's saying, the poem we just read is what you're experiencing. And then she says, in her kind way, "Please do not throw this letter away, even if you do not like or understand it. Keep it until you do so." Sister Gyanamata, this attitude of true discipleship in the deepest way is reflected in her own life, that even the suffering and the bad karma she went through really was the grace of the Guru. She saw that. And this grace of the Guru comes to liberate us. And it very often comes as tests and challenges. As, yes, maybe it is our bad past karma from past lifetimes. But when we have a true Guru like Yogananda Ji, that past karma, I almost feel like the Guru is metering out our bad karma at certain times in a way that will help us and not hurt us. And bad karma is not to punish us. Bad karma, so-called of the past, is to free us. It comes to help us to grow in some quality, in some understanding. And really, we think of bad karma, good karma. What do those words even mean? Any karma that comes that helps us to become free is good karma. Even therefore then, that when we work out a lot of karma on our body with pain or the physical challenges, and we become freer and freer inside because of that, that's good karma. When we win the lottery and get millions of dollars or crores of rupees, and we just get caught in delusion in the senses, that's bad karma coming to us. And so look at what comes to us as coming from the hand of God and the Guru, if you are a disciple of a great master, because that is very true, that these things come to us through the hand of the Guru, the grace of the Guru, to help us become free. And if you see it in that way, the way that Sister Gyanamata did, you will find that when you look for the Guru's hand in the things that come to us and in the tests and the challenges that come to us, you will also find in that hand, in that touch, the Guru's love, the Guru's grace, the Guru's strength to help us not only overcome that challenge and test, but to become much more free inwardly, to become even liberated through those tests and challenges because of them, really, combined with the Guru's strength and love. So now Brahmachari Premdas will share a few more things about Sister Gyanamata.
Thank you, Devashi. Yeah, we all need to, with having this strong Guru with our side now, we all have to now keep going forward in this jet aeroplane route to God, and with all our commitment, energy, and all these things. So now, today I'm going to play a chant for you. So this chant is the words of Saint Teresa of Avila, and Swami Kriyananda Ji put this to music. So you please join along, sing along with us. So Baraj just shared the words in the chat. Let's sing it energetically, and so that nothing can disturb us, so that we can become closer to God. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you, all things will pass, but God changes not. Patient endurance brings you to victory. Once you have gone, you will want nothing more. God alone, God alone, God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. Let nothing disturb you, nothing affright you. All things will pass, but God changes not. Patient endurance brings you to victory. Once you have God, you'll want nothing more. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. God alone, God alone, God alone's all we ever need. Let's just meditate for 30 seconds just on these words: God alone, God alone, God alone. So, thank you, friends, group eyes, for singing it so well. Yeah, this chant. So, I would really recommend, yeah, we start tuning into the music, and so that we can become more in tune with these teachings and with God and gurus. So, today I'm choosing the topic of renunciation, and I'm going to read a letter to you which Gyanamata wrote on December 16, 1934. So, this is what really is renunciation, and this is about renunciation. So, Gyanamata says, do not judge your fitness for sannyas by the things you know or can do. You might be letter perfect in philosophical teachings, in the practice of the techniques. You might be able to stand before an audience and deliver a good lecture. You might be ready to instruct a class of students, yet you might not be prepared for sannyas. The test is whether or not there is a fire of devotion burning upon the altar of your heart. If there is, and if it burns steadily through joy and pain, through success and gratification of your innocent wishes, and through denial and frustration of your desires, you are ready right now. The rest can be acquired as you go along, for sisterhood is a state of constant striving for higher and higher perfection on all lines. So here Sister Gyanamata ji mentions really well that the fire of devotion is very important. So thinking of this fire of devotion, so I was just thinking while preparing what really helps us to develop this devotion. So there are 2 points which I picked up today. So the one point is chanting. So Master Yogananda ji always says chanting is half the battle. There's a reason why he says that. And I'd also like to share with you a small experience. So what happened? This was in when our monastery was in Kandala. I think Jyotish and Devi ji had come to visit monks' quarters and apartments, and they were blessing each and every room. So I think when they were coming to bless the room in which I was staying, I just got everything ready, just moved out, kept all the things, made it clean, tidy, and then Jyotish ji, Devi ji went around. And during that time, I was having this one question on again how to develop devotion, or I was going through a challenge, and I did not tell anything to Jyotish ji, but after that he just walked to me and after going to the room, and he said, every day chanting for even like 10 minutes really helps. I don't remember the exact words, but that was the meaning and essence I got from this short 2 sentences he said. So it goes long way, even for us, for all the devotees there. It's just like sometimes we join our sadhanas and we do all these things, seva, and sometimes even giving that 5-10 minutes can mean a lot. Yeah, so that you can make that inner touch and this contact with Divine Mother God, so that you make that touch is very much essential for this fire of devotion. So, next point I'm going to touch on is God remembrance. So, I'm going to bring near you an interesting scenario. This is from the terms of all this, maybe the volunteers and everybody, Guru Bhais who always are serving and who might stay in a community. For example, I stay in a monastery. So many times all our day goes in sadhana and seva. So we try to remember God through seva and so doing service. So, and I had this small doubt. Sometimes we get this holidays and there's not much time we get, but anyway, when we get our day off, so how to remember God and how to keep our mind uplifted or how to relax in attunement was a question I asked to a acharya. And because it's always important that we also do sadhana seva, but at the same time, how do you relax in attunement? Because this will help to remember. Yeah. So the acharya wrote back telling, I think the important thing is not what we do on our time off, but what we do that we do something uplifting. I think the important thing is not what we do on our time off, but that we do something uplifting, and then that makes it easy to do with God remembrance. So the whole this thing essence was like, even during free time, what is the best way to get relaxed? Thinking of God remembrance, and doing uplifting things. So even that way, you're covering your entire day, your entire off time. So you're always in this God remembrance state. And these both points, chanting and God remembrance, can go a long way and with developing this fire of devotion. And this Acharya also shared some few quotes of Swamiji. So I would like to read those quotes for you. If we place ourselves unreservedly in God's hands, He proves to us abundantly how unfailing His love is for us. If we place ourselves unreservedly in God's hands, He proves to us abundantly how unfailing His love is for us. I think this should bring a lot of comfort during this time, and to be able to hear this quote that we can be of most service, and also His protection is always with us. And one more quote shared was, the strongest mantra of all, and remember we are talking on all levels, this is Swami Kriyananda ji saying, the strongest mantra of all, and remember we are talking on all levels, the strongest mantra of all is the remembrance of God. So now we know the strongest mantra, just remembering God through our problems, through our joy, when our wishes get gratified, when our wishes are not fulfilled, like Gyanamata says, and we can take one by one slow steps towards inner freedom. And I will like now to I'll request Devashi ji now to just share for a few more minutes and maybe.
Thank you, Premdas. I'll just add to that remembrance of God, how we can do that, and how Sister Gyanamata did it, which was for her, it was very simply remembrance of the Guru. In a letter to Yogananda ji once, this was just, to me it was amazing, this letter, what she said. She said, beginning from the moment I first met you, I have never lost touch with your consciousness, ever, for a moment, which was remarkable. And it wasn't that Yogananda had kept her by keeping his consciousness close to her. She had never lost touch with it. And that was by simply having Guru remembrance at all times, which is the same as God remembrance. Once Sister Gyanamata was with some disciples, and Yoganandaji was coming back from a long trip. And these sister disciples, some of them probably very young disciples, were very excited. And, the Guru is coming, the Guru is coming. I think he may have been away for a few years, having gone to India and coming back. And she was just Sister Gyanamata, Saint of Wisdom, in her spine, probably maybe with a smile that you'd have to look to see if she was smiling, but it was probably there because she did have joy. And one of her sister nuns said, "Aren't you excited? The Guru's coming back. We haven't seen him in a long time." And she just said very quietly and very inwardly, "The Guru is always here." And she was talking about inside. And it's because she kept the Guru always here. So this, I think, Swami Kriyananda told me once that this is perhaps the greatest thing that you can do to awaken and keep alive the hunger for God. He said, if you have this Guru remembrance, and you can chant Om Guru as one way of reminding it, he said that if you do this on a regular basis, you will have more and more joy, more and more inner freedom, and more desire for God. And it all comes back to having that intense hunger for God. And the Guru, by us connecting to the Guru, keeps that awake, keeps that alive, and keeps it burning very strong. And so this connection with the Guru is ultimately, it's the way to freedom. So keep the Guru close, chant to him, pray to him, love him. And in that very moment, we are free, but the more and more we do it, the more we become ultimately and eternally free. So let's close just by visualizing or feeling our great masters, but also Sister Gyanamata, her wisdom, her liberation touching our hearts. And let's carry that feeling of grace and blessings throughout the rest of this evening, all the way into sleep, as a way of attracting Guru's grace and connecting to that grace. May their joy free us even now, but certainly in this lifetime. Many blessings to you, and thank you for joining us.